This tutorial, we are going to demonstrate how to enter notes into your score. First, you will click on this simple entry button that looks like an eighth note. And as you can see, it brings up a quarter note on my cursor. If I want to change the value of that note, I come over here and I can change it to a half note. I can change it to an eighth note, or what have you. So you can click on whichever one of these notes to change the note value. I am going to choose a quarter note, and then after that, you just click on the line you want it to be on. B, A, G, A, B, B, and now I want a half note to go there. Now, if I want to play back my example and hear it, I go to here, click this to make sure it's set at the beginning, and then simply hit play. Okay, that started out like what I wanted, but it didn't end correctly. So I have an error on the last note. So I will click my eraser, come over, I can erase the last note, then go back to my simple entry, click my half note again, and hit the B. Now I will hit beginning and play. Yes, that is what I wanted. So I can also change the tempo by going up here. If I want it faster, I can make it a lot faster. This is 140. Or I can change it to 70. And that is note entry and playback in Finale Notepad. Okay, now that I have my notes in, I want to deal with some articulations. So if I go up to the top in my tool palette and click on the whole note with an accent over it, this is my articulation tool, as it says right here. I simply click the note I want to affect, and it brings up this dialog box. Here I can select either a staccato, an accent, marcato, tenuto, fermata, trills, and all types of other things. I'm going to select a staccato. And this little purple box is the staccato. Okay? You can see it right there. I'm going to add another staccato to this note. And this note, I'm going to leave tenuto or legato. So as you can see, my articulations are right there. If I make a mistake, simply click your articulation tool, click on the box you want to change. When it's purple, hit delete, and that erases it. Then, if you want to change it back, click on the note again, and then select whichever articulation you would like. And once again, I can go to playback and hear it. The great thing about this is Finale Notepad actually plays it back with the correct articulations. Okay, I have my articulation in. Now I want to add some dynamics. So I simply come over here and hit the button that says MF for Mezzo Forte. That is my dynamic tool. So if I click on that, then whatever note I touch or click on, that is where the dynamic level will be added. So I'm going to click on the first note, and it brings up an expression selection tool. I can select anywhere from 3 Fs to forte piano. I'm going to select double F. If I would like a different dynamic level at a different place, I can click on a different note, and change the dynamic level there. Once again, I can hit playback to hear it. And Finale will play back the dynamics that you enter in. Now let's pretend I wanted a decrescendo. I could come over here to my Smart Shape tool palette, click on decrescendo, double click, drag, release. And I could hear that as well. And that is entering dynamics in Finale. Okay, I have my articulations in and my dynamics. Now let's add some lyrics or some words. The lyric tool is up here on the left. It looks like a little feather. If I click on that, I can click underneath the note that I want to enter words underneath. Okay, there's my cursor. So I'm going to enter the words to Mary Had a Little Lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Enter. Now, in order to get from one note to the next, all I had to do was simply type tab. So I hit M-A, tab, R-Y, tab, H-A-D, tab, and so forth. Now, obviously, the words are conflicting with my dynamics. So to move the words, I go over here to the left, click on the arrow, and I can bring them up, or I can bring them down. I can even put them above if I prefer. Okay? Typical procedure is to have the words right underneath the notes. Okay? Now if I do that, as you can see, there's a conflict with my dynamics. So to move my dynamics, I hit my dynamic tool, which is MF. Then I click on the box and drag them down. Now to move the decrescendo, I click on the decrescendo tool and simply move it down. And there I have my words and my dynamics and articulations all easily readable. Okay, let's add a repeat sign. If I want this section to be played more than once, I simply come up here to my toolkit, click on the repeat tool, which is the measure with the repeat sign, double click on the measure, and that brings up this window. Since I want it to go back to the beginning, I need this repeat sign and hit select. It's that simple. If I wish to delete that, simply double click on the box till it's purple, right click, and hit delete. So I'm going to add it back, and that is adding a repeat sign in Finale. Okay, let's pretend I wanted to add a slur to this melody. I will come over here to my slur tool, which looks like a curved line. If I want to simply slur the one note to the next adjacent note, I just double click on the first note, and the slur automatically gets placed going and connecting to the second note. Now, if I don't want that, I click on it till it's purple and hit delete. If I wanted the whole measure to be slurred, I double click and hold on the second click, pull the slur to whichever note I want it to be attached to, and release. Then I can go back and hit play and listen. And that is how you add a slur in Finale. All right, Let's add a flat or a sharp. If I come over here in my simple entry tool palette, I have flats and sharps and naturals. Let's pretend I wanted to change this first B to a B flat. I would have to first select a quarter note, since this is a quarter note. Then I select flat. Then I would come over the top and change it and click by changing it. It automatically changed that to B flat and left this one B natural. Now let's play back and listen to what that sounds like. Now that sounds kind of cool, but that is not the correct melody. So if I wanted to change this back to a natural, I would have to click the quarter note again, then the natural, and come over the top and click. And that changes it back to a B natural. Let's listen to make sure it's correct. And that is how you enter flats and sharps in Finale.